What's up, trainers? How's it going? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Trainer Radio podcast. I am here with not Arctic Fox. I am here with Agile Fox. I messed up that.
I might have to change the name just for you.
I know, right? You might have to.
But you're not the first person. You're not the first person. I'm sure you're
okay, that's good. That's good. We're here for an influencer episode of the podcast. We'll get into more of Agile Fox's story, but we're going to do a lightning round. I liked it last time. You guys suggested to add more questions, so we went from 3 to 5. So let us know feedback in the comments. Are you ready, Agile?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I hope so. Anyway, I hope so.
Number 1, favorite Pokemon.
Okay, so this one's probably, if you watch my channel, it's probably quite obvious. But if you're new, etc., it is Vulpix. I've got a couple beside me right here. I think, like, for me, it's just like the original 151. It's kind of been there throughout my whole life. So I've always had Vulpix on the games, and yeah.
It's a great Pokemon.
yeah, definitely. And it's nice to see it's getting a lot of love in the new sets. In Champions Path, there's a new Vulpix, which I need like straight away. Probably more than the Charizard.
Yeah. See, that your hunt card is in that one. Mine's in hopefully the next one, which is the Alakazam. I think that might be in the one after that. We'll see.
Yeah, Vivid Voltage. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that earlier. It looks really cool.
Yeah. The question number 2, favorite gen.
Yeah. Favorite gen? Johto, I would say.
Okay.
I think that was like, I mean, like, I loved Gen 1, but I think like I was so young and I remember just being so bad at the game, sort of like, it took me ages to work out how to catch a Pokemon. Even though the guy gives you the tutorial at the beginning, I think I was just so young and I was just tapping the A button. But by the time Johto came around, I understood everything, and maybe I was just a dumb kid. I don't know.
Johto's my second.
Yeah,
Johto's awesome.
A lot of nostalgia for me with the Pokemon and just Gold and Silver were great games, and Crystal, of course.
Crystal, yes.
Yeah.
Number 3, if you were a gym leader, what would your typing be and why?
Okay. I'm going to go kind of obvious again after my first one. I'm going to go fire, and it's going to have to be just to have a Vulpix by my side because I mean, I'll stick with fire. I think there's so many cool fire Pokemon. I love Arcanine as well. Charizard. I mean, there's just so many. I'm only naming Gen 1 there, but there's just so many. Even like Sizzlipede and Centiskorch in Sword and Shield. I had those in my team. Really awesome Pokemon. So yeah, I definitely fire type of thing. Bring the fire.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now this isn't on my list of questions, but have you ever thought of what your gym would look like?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I've never thought about it, but I'm just gonna go with it now. Let's just have a giant glass flame. It's made of just glass, which means that it could melt with flames. So it's probably not actually very sensible. Maybe not glass. Let's think of something else. But yeah, fuck it.
I like it. All right. 4. Do you have a favorite item in your collection?
Favorite item? Ooh, to be honest, because I'm quite new to collecting once again. So obviously I collected when I was younger. I had quite a long time away from the card game, at least. So it was only this year. So I'm starting to sort of build fresh. And at the moment, it's probably the gold Frosmoth from Rebel Clash, which I managed to pull, which was really cool. But actually, because it's at my side here, I have got this England exclusive Eevee, which I picked up the other day. So I suppose at the moment, in terms of like desirable sort of items, it might be this one. Yeah, so yeah, just to show that off.
So how do you get that, by the way? I saw that online and I was like, I want to get one at some point.
So basically, in England, there's a shop called Game, which is kind of like our GameStop, basically. Yeah, it sells, video games, cards, etc. And you have to spend £15 there to get it. And it's funny because they sell on eBay for like $30. And I know people already who have literally just been going to games, spending their money, getting the card, and then sort of making their money back. So they just got a load of free cards. And
that's awesome.
So that's the way to do it, apparently. So I might have to visit again, pick up some Champions Path stuff, and sell the EVs so it's free. So yeah.
That is awesome. That's a cool little flip.
since posting it on Instagram, I've had so many messages. So I think, yeah, just because it's exclusive to England, it is quite rare. So even
Yeah.
though in England it's actually very easy to obtain. So
Okay. I might have to hit you up later.
yeah, no, honestly, like, yeah, I'm planning to have loads of them really. So,
Cool.
and I think I'll definitely have to keep a few sealed for myself as well, just because you
Yeah.
never know with promos, in the future.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's not very expensive right now, but I kept a few of my Toys R Us Charmander from
Oh yeah,
Evolutions,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
one's like 30 now, and
Yeah, it's crazy. And you just wonder another 5 years or so.
right.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Who knows?
All right, last question on the
Okay.
fire round slash chat, get to know you. Tell us a story about a time you dropped the Pokeball or like failed to catch, like in your journey. Like it could be like a mistake in content or something while playing or collecting. Do you have like
Um,
one?
I mean, I one thing I would say would actually, can I go like way back? Does it
Yeah.
this time period?
Uh-huh.
I think it's got to be for me. It was just kind of when I started to grow up and I got rid of all my Pokemon cards. Because I was quite good as a kid because I kept them all in binders. Like I obviously would go to school and have them in my pocket, and there was probably a lot of really bad condition cards as well. But I did have binders and I looked after them really well. And then just came that age when I just didn't want them anymore and got rid of them. And I look back at it now because I've got friends who have still got their sort of oldest cards, and I'm like, as I was saying earlier, like I've had to start fresh.
Mm,
And I think, yeah, just that, looking back, it would be so nice to just go through those binders. And as I say, they should have, in theory, a lot of them been kept quite nice, probably some first editions. And
mm.
I remember I opened a lot of Neo Genesis because that was at the age when I first started getting pocket money. And I remember going down like the local shop and picking up so many. So yeah, so many cards that I would have absolutely cherished right now, and I just gave them away without a thought. So
Hmm.
quite horrible looking back.
Sounds like we have actually almost the exact same story because I
Yeah.
am just coming back to it now.
Hmm.
So we have the childhood story. We collected cards, traded
Hmm.
them, of course. But let's start. I like starting in like modern era
Yeah.
as we get into it. So I want to go into your name, um, but before that, what got you back in to the
Uh,
whole Pokemon universe?
well, I never left the Pokemon universe. That's one thing I
Okay.
will say. Like I've never missed one of the games. So I've always religiously had the games.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was kind of with Sword and Shield because my girlfriend also loves Pokemon, which is great. So we were playing the game a lot together, like
Hmm.
towards the end of last year, going into the start of this year. And it was actually her who, like, the new Sword and Shield cards had came out, and she just said, "Shall we go get some from the shop?" And we spent quite a lot. We must have come home with like, I don't know, 20, 30 packs of cards, and we just opened them, and then the addiction was just straight away there. And it was like, we wanted to go straight back out. We sort of were like, can we? Like, because we'd been out all day and it was quite late in the evening. It was like, no, we can't go back out. We've got
Yeah.
to just and that kind of actually ties in with the whole YouTube thing, because that's what we turned to. We were like, oh, we could watch some people maybe on YouTube. Like, didn't actually know that was a thing, but you kind of just searched it out of curiosity and then
Yeah.
sort of finding people open, and that kind of helped with sort of passing the time when we didn't have any more cards to open. So and then yeah, by that point I was just truly addicted. So yeah.
Is that what then like when do you remember, was there like a specific moment where you're like, I'm not gonna just watch, I'm gonna go create?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is gonna go straight back to my girlfriend again, because we
Hmm.
were watching and she literally said like, oh, you'd be good at doing this, because like um yeah, I've done a few like ventures in the past with like videos and stuff, but nothing that's ever been kicked off or anything. So
Hmm.
she'd seen some of that before and be like, yeah, and I think I was just like, do you know what? Yeah, I mean, just for a laugh, just grab a camera. Like I had no face cam or much editing when I first started. It was just kind of camera, open some packs, finish the edit in 5 minutes on
Hmm.
YouTube. I kind of miss it in a way.
Yeah.
It just takes hours these days. So I do sort of miss that in a way. But
Yeah.
having the whole production is a really fun process to be a part of anyway. So
It is. Just for context for the audience, how many subscribers do you currently have?
Oh, is in the 1,200 region. I can't think precisely how much, but yeah, around that. Yeah.
Okay. So one theory a lot of YouTubers or creators have, I've held this thought for a while, is the first 100 is the hardest to get. Was that similar in your experience?
Oh,
And how did
oh,
you build that? No, that
yeah.
is
Oh
easy.
no, it was. I was talking to a few people actually about this recently.
Okay.
Have you heard of the app TubeBuddy before?
Yeah. Hmm.
So I use TubeBuddy, and for the audience, it's just an app that tracks all your stats, and you can keep up to date with comments, etc. And I was actually looking back out of curiosity, and after a month, I had 30 subscribers, and that was after like 1 month. Which
Yeah.
some people talk to me and say like, how can I get my channel? I'm not doing very well. I've been out, made videos for 3 weeks, and I've only got 50 subscribers. I'm like, whoa, whoa. And they're like, that's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Like but yeah, to be fair, is I think I remember hitting 50, and that was like such an achievement for myself. And I
Hmm.
did a little giveaway around then, which was just for like a subaltern, just to say thank you. And then I gained another 50 like the next day just from doing that. And I was like, wow, it's taken me months to get to that 100, and all of a sudden you do it in a day. And yeah, I mean it's got a lot quicker since then. So absolutely, getting that first 100, if you do it, it is a big achievement, really.
Hmm. Now, like I remember way back when I would like watch the subscribers go up and then go down and then go,
Yeah,
and then you're
yeah,
always
yeah.
like fighting. Um, but then I got to a point, I don't remember the number, unfortunately,
Mm,
where it is like I stopped paying attention
okay.
to like the amount per day. Have you reached that? Like, are you looking just from a
Uh,
creator standpoint? I mean, you don't have to,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I look at it a lot. I'd say
Hmm.
definitely I normally do check it like in first thing in the morning, as silly as that sounds.
Hmm.
Kind of like a real like, did I gain any overnight? Yeah, I mean I probably don't check it as much as what I did, but I definitely I mean I must check it every day. I'd be lying if I told you otherwise. My girlfriend would probably say that I check it too much, actually. More than I
Okay.
talk to her. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. But yeah, no, yeah, I can see what you mean. I don't think I care as much, like you
Mm,
say about the roller coaster of losing a few. Like
mhm.
I do sometimes look and like, oh, I've lost two, but by the end of the week, I've gained it back and more, if you know what I mean. So like
Right.
I think as long in the yeah, I can't even speak. In the long run, as long as you're seeing progression, I think you shouldn't worry about that kind of thing. Because I do see a lot of people that say, oh, I've lost 5 subs, and
Mhm.
obviously it's a heartbreaking thing. You never want to see it, but I think yeah, as long as if you gain a few off the next video, and you're getting higher each time, I think that's good.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's great. For any of you guys who are still building it up, like I encourage you to keep going. Like you losing it, you can always earn back. You can always find
Mm-hmm.
new subscribers. I've lost 1,000 something in my
Really.
return back. So like I'm way in the red, but I'm thinking like long term, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, if you guys are watching and you're starting your creating journey, please don't get discouraged by any little drops there.
No, no, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
it's one thing that I sort of said to myself when I started, because I as I touched on earlier with videos, like I tried a few YouTube channels in the past about
Mhm.
all kinds of different subjects, but I'd give it a go for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'd just quit. And I kind of said to myself with this one, I was like, "Do you know what? I'm not going to worry about things like subscribers. I'm just going to just share this
Mhm.
journey, I suppose." And yeah, I think early on, like as I say, with the 30 subscribers, my views were always quite. So I'd be really excited about this video I'd put together, and no
Mhm.
one was watching it, and it's discouraging, obviously. But I'm just so happy, because at that point I could have given up,
Mm.
and just never thought about it again. But I just said to myself, just going to keep on doing it anyway, and eventually people started to come, and yeah, I just look at that moment and think, wow, that was a close one there. But if anyone watching, if you are having that period at the moment, just keep going, just keep making content. And
Mhm.
I think that was one of the things actually that really helped. I started upping how many videos I did a week, because originally I only did once a week on a Friday, and I didn't really, as I say, I wasn't really taking it too seriously. So it didn't matter so much. But I just, as soon as I added an extra couple of videos a week, I was like, oh, hang on a minute, these views are going up now, the subs are going up. And I think just that consistency, like if someone clicks on your channel, they want to see that you're making stuff on a regular basis.
I see like this new group forming. Obviously group has like an exclusivity to it that you guys don't have. Like you're all inclusive as far as like creators and working with each other and growing. And I truly see it as the next wave of PokeTubers. Like we had, people in the past, like Prime Time, and then, a long journey of different PokeTubers. And we've had these big ones like Leonhard, and it keeps going. What's this next wave coming up? And where do you see this all going in the future?
That's a really good question. Yeah, I mean, it kind of like, I don't even really know how it started. Like, I kind of got close with a guy called Cameraman Pokemon who makes really awesome content. And it was just on like Instagram direct messenger that we would just sort of chat all the time. And then this is where like sort of Poker Bingo, a little sort of series I do on my channel, sort of started because we'd done a pack battle, and I'm pretty sure I lost. One of the problems was that I kept losing at pack battles, and I wanted to think of a way where I could draw a really bad card but actually win.
Okay.
Sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, it kind of all started just with Poke Bingo, really, because you start sort of collaborating with other people, and as you say, like now there is this sort of group where we collab all the time, and it really we're sort of growing together, which is really great to see. As for the future, like no idea, to be honest. Like, but it is great to see sort of myself and these other YouTubers all gaining, really well over the last few months. And like another one, Uncertified Fire is a group of 2 lads. I got chatting to them, and I said like, whereabouts in America are you from, because that's what I'm so used to. Like, a lot of people, I think 50% of my viewers are from America, which is really crazy. And it's like 20% from the UK. But I kind of got chatting to them, and they were like, oh no, we live in England. And I was like, oh, so do I. And they were like, oh, we're down southeast. And I was like, so am I. Yeah. And it kept getting closer and closer. And anyway, it turns out they live 5 minutes down the road.
No way.
And it's like, and we have, I've met up with one of them very briefly, because they dropped off some cards for me that I needed for a video. But we're hoping to like meet up soon and like just randomly appear in each other's video, but not tell anyone, just to sort of see how that might go down. But so that's another sort of cool thing that's come out of it, like, making some new friends literally down the road who you would never know sort of existed otherwise. So
I love that story so much.
It's crazy. It's honestly, like, still look at it now and just think how, like, and sort of we just found each other again on Instagram quite randomly, and as I say, I had so many messages from people in America. I just kind of got used to it and just thought, hang on a minute, not only are they in England, but literally a stone's throw away. So yeah, really, really crazy that.
Yeah, well, I'll be looking forward to those videos, because one of my favorite things, and obviously this, like, collaboration is one of the best ways to grow. And as card openers, we often can't like do anything other than pack battles. So Poke Bingo was awesome because that was another way to collab. But like finding somebody like that's like 5 minutes down the road, you guys, I think, will make I'm sure some crazy cool content in the future.
Yeah, we've been discussing some like ideas and stuff, but it's just about like getting it together now. But another thing which you will probably be aware of was like Worlds being cancelled this year or postponed, and like that being in England. I know it's going to be in England again, but like we were just all like so excited for it, and I'm 100% going to be there. I don't know about yourself. Did you mention that you're going to be traveling down for it?
I will 100% be there as well.
Amazing. So like, again, I think that's going to be a great opportunity for like a load of us to just get together and maybe just make a few videos while we're there and stuff like that. So really excited for that, because I think it's the first time that it's been outside of, I don't know if it's just the States it's been in the past, I think. So I presume it's been in Japan at some point, but
yeah, you'd think.
But
Yeah, I don't remember.
it's definitely the first time it has come to England anyway. So yeah, I've been planning for that sort of since getting back into Pokemon, and there
Hmm.
was going to be a Pokemon Center there, which we don't have in England, and they're going to have a pop-up one there apparently. And I didn't get
Hmm.
a chance to go to the one in London last year. So yeah, it's like I know that hopefully if this disease goes away, that it can happen again next year, and that'll be really exciting.
I had this idea in Trainer TV of like where I wanted to go. This is years ago. Do you have? Are you just? You mentioned like you're just in it. You're having fun. You're growing, learning new tactics. Do you have a end goal? And if so, would you reveal it, or you want to keep it?
um, yeah, I'm happy to share.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know too much. Like, I know that's a really bad answer,
I don't
but
know. Yeah.
it's just like one of those things that I'm still really trying to figure out because I don't know if there is a point when you sort of hit a wall and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if the channel sort of doesn't grow anymore or I get burnt out or something like that. Like so far, I've always got like an eagerness to sort of make new videos and think up new ideas. But it's definitely like a hobby for me because I work a full-time job,
Okay.
and I'm for the first time now experiencing doing the two at the same time because for the last 4 months prior to I literally went back to work on September 1st
Mm.
and I'd been off since April because of coronavirus. So during those 4 months was when I essentially lived the life of a full-time YouTuber because I was getting paid from my job because of the we've got the furlough scheme here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting paid to just be at home and open Pokemon cards, essentially.
Yeah.
So I got to live the life of it, but now it's the reality of like I'm back at work and
Right.
then sort of getting in from a long day, and it's like right now I've got to do my sort of fun time, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I sort of get home from work, record the video, and then you've got the hours of editing, and then it's like bedtime, and then it's work again, and it's like so sort of diving back into that world. Like I'm just about finding the balance now, and I'm trying
Yeah.
to like nominate certain days like okay this day's going to be getting record like as much as I can. That's something I didn't do before. Like I just record one video in a day, but I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to like just maximize time. Let's record 3 videos and just
Yeah.
have a little rest after work the next day. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean I realize I digressed massively from the question,
No,
but
no.
yeah, end goal wise, yeah, I mean it would be great to I'm quite close to the monetization in terms of the subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
but I've got a while to go on the watch time still. But it'd be nice just for it to pay for itself. I think that would be quite an
Oh,
awesome thing where I didn't
yeah.
have to essentially, I could recoup the money I spent on cards by like ad revenue or so. I think that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an achievement for me. I think it doesn't matter how many subscribers that takes. So just to get to that point and just think, this is, and it's all paid for, blah blah blah. I can just chill out, open some packs, share it with everyone, and I think yeah, for me that is probably the dream. I'd say yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think in your explaining, you touch on probably the way I should have worded it would be like, is the dream full time? Yeah, content creation.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. At the moment, I have to get up at 5 a.m. for work, and I get
Okay.
in at 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, absolutely.
So take us through a day then of so anybody who wants to know about content creation or is thinking about being one, like there is so much that goes into one video. Can you take me through that whole process as far as
Yeah. Well, first of all, like I live at home with my parents still.
Mhm.
So I literally record in my tiny little bedroom in a little corner. So I can't keep my setup set up essentially. I have to
Mm.
take down all my lights, etc. So there's always like 10 or 15 minutes of me just setting everything back up to, to even start the video. After that, you need your trusty packs, which sometimes where I've been waiting on the postman to deliver them and you sat there just like you hear a noise downstairs, you run down and it's not them. But let's say I've got the packs. Great, let's get started.
Mhm.
Go to the intro, muck it up, press record again, go to the goes on for 5 minutes. No. Yeah, but I mean there are times like that as well where
Yeah.
I do sort of say something like, why did I say that? Right, we're
Yeah.
doing that again. The worst thing is definitely when you've like opened a pack and you're like, oh, I can't go back now. This is the point of no return. As
Yep.
soon as you started. Um, But yeah, as soon as you've done your sort of your bit in front of the camera, you've pressed stop, ready to edit. That's definitely when it starts to the sort of main process begins, really, because I think when I started out, it probably did take like 15-20 minutes before, but I just added a bit of music, really. I think that was about it. There wasn't really much to it. But these days, because I've got a face cam, I use my microphone to record, and then I've got the main camera filming. So that's 3 different things that I have to fit together on the timeline, first of all. So that can sometimes even take, 10-15 minutes just to get it absolutely perfect. But yeah, like I've definitely got a newfound respect for content creators, especially the smaller ones who don't have a lot of time to do that, but they're so focused on their channel and determined to get all that content out. So that's probably something, you see people in the comments, oh, you've not posted, for X amount of days. And I do think, well, all YouTube creators have lives as well. So it's like, it can be difficult to, especially if you've got something happening in your personal life or whatever, like it can be difficult to find that time. But, there's so many creators out there who will put out 3 or 4 videos a week. And I just think, wow, that's just, incredible. But it is just the time. Like I take a lot of care with the editing. Like I don't want to just rush it. There has been videos before where I've just taken an extra day just because I just want to fine tune something, or there's a new thing I want to try out with the editing that it's going to take me a little bit. Like there's a thing I've been doing recently and I kind of hate myself for it a little bit as well, but I've had like my face cam sort of zooming in and out, like getting bigger on the screen, like for certain points, and like people were saying, oh, that's so cool. But that can take me a good sort of 5 minutes each time to fine tune, what point it zooms in, and then I have like a sound effect, and then what point should it return to its normal size, and then it's like I do it maybe 5 or 6 times in a video, and it's like that's like 20-30 minutes of editing right there, and I think why don't I just leave it as the little square in the corner? But like there's part of me that's like I've got to do it. I can't get lazy with it in terms of I've started doing it. I can't stop doing it now. I've got to, I always like to try and find little, because I'm quite fortunate that I've had a lot of experience with like video editing before. So I like to try and sort of translate that into my videos and sort of show, oh, I can do this and that, rather than just ignore it because I'm trying to save some time. Like,
so do you have any like Poketuber hacks then through your time here on YouTube that you've developed to like make things faster? Or
well, what's funny, I use an iPhone to like record.
Okay.
So I'd say if you use an iPhone to record and you've been like wondering like what's a quicker way to get it to your like laptop or whatever, and that's just using iCloud. Like it took me so long to think about that. I used to upload my video to YouTube and then download it from YouTube to get it.
Okay.
And I was talking to someone else recently, and they had been doing exactly the same thing. And I mentioned about iCloud. They were like, "Oh my god, how did I not think about that?" Yeah. So this is exclusive to anyone using an Apple phone to record. But just in case, like some people are now woke from that, I thought that's definitely one thing that saves me so much time now, because it's practically instant. Straight on my laptop. All right, I can begin editing now. So yeah, really silly thing that maybe people are watching this and thinking like, "How did you not think of that?" But yeah, I've had at least one other person say the same thing. So I was like, maybe there's a few people out there that haven't thought about that or don't use that function on their phones, and they sit and upload it to YouTube and then have to download it. And yeah, so that's I know it's not really an amazing hack, but just
no.
it's one thing that saves me so much time now. So
yeah, no, I actually really like that one. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back into my hacks per se. I don't think I have many good ones as well. I noticed myself, you mentioned sound effects, like always hunting for music or sound effects. And then I decided, no, I'm going to use the same 10, or I'm going to always use this image or graphic. So I just ended up throwing it in a folder. And when I started Adobe, I just selected all and threw them into the project.
Nice.
So like, it's not that big. And then like the new one I've discovered that a lot of YouTubers do, I need to actually go do a photo shoot with a few, changes of clothing. But I've noticed, at least for this podcast, is what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go do a 300 picture photo shoot and just go in and take out the background of all of them and have a slew of emotions, so that, like, depending on what I have behind me or in front of me, I just throw up that and that's my thumbnail.
I like that, actually. Yeah, so that's a good sort of time saving hack, because that's probably another thing actually that I didn't even think about, like with thumbnails. Sometimes I'm so ready, I'm about to post a video and I think, oh my god, I haven't got a thumbnail. And I mean, it's probably I don't know if it's the most important part, but it's certainly one of the most important things, because it's the first thing people see, when they choose to click your video. I'd say that content is absolutely the most important thing, because, you could have the most amazing thumbnail ever, but the content's not there. But definitely, like, thumbnails, if you can save yourself time, as you say, by doing that, I might have to nick that idea, actually. Because that's one thing, like, especially if I know sometimes I edit late at night and I've sort of jumped into bed and I'm editing a video. I'm like, oh my god, I've got to get back up now. Get Jess just to sort of take a photo.
Yeah.
So maybe that one actually could save a lot of time in the future.
Yeah, I need to find some more. You mentioned batch recording for anybody just starting off. Batch recording's huge. It's such a time save.
As I say, like, I would have been doing it sooner if it hadn't been for the time off. But I think since getting back to a normal life, like a lot of people will have, really busy schedules. I think if you can do, 3 or 4 videos in one day and then you're sorted for the next few weeks and, you've got the time to edit them or whatever, you don't have to rush it. And
I'm trying to think of any more tips we could give for inspiring YouTubers. I know many people get consumed with equipment. You mentioned you use your phone. That's what I tell everybody. Like, don't go buy $1,000 camera. Use your phone.
I mean, probably one of my biggest regrets was I didn't use my phone initially. I did actually buy a camera, but it was, again, I'm going to keep on mentioning his name, the cameraman Pokémon. He has an iPhone XR, and I was just saying to him one day, I was just like, your recordings look so good. Like, how'd you do that? And he was like, oh, I just record it on my iPhone XR. And I was like, I have that exact phone. I've literally it's been there this whole journey, and I only switched to it maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But the fact that I bought like probably equivalent of like a $600 camera, which I do use for my face cam, so it got a use in the end. But before, I used my iPhone as the face cam, and I just learned, like, actually switching them around, my iPhone was actually better than the camera. And that is the case with a lot of phones these days, that they're a lot better than you perhaps would even think that they are. So but actually one of my biggest regrets, I would say, is that I took my time to try and get equipment before starting. And I look back now, and I would have probably started creating content in February if I just used my phone. But I waited, I saved up some money to get a camera, and then I started in March. And I just think to myself now, like, I could have just been putting, at least the first 4 or 5 videos, getting yourself out there. So that would be one of my tips to people, actually. Like, just like one of the biggest things with YouTube is just starting. You've got to start, like, because you could sit there and spend months planning and then just never start. And I've heard that story before. I think if you're thinking about making a YouTube channel, just, if you've got packs at home, do it tonight. Get your camera and just, it doesn't have to be amazing. I think most people will look back at their first video and probably have a chuckle. I mean, I think even the best of them would. You mentioned like Leon Hart earlier. I'm sure they'd look back at their first video and think, whoa, how much has changed. But just get yourself out there. You'll get a few subscribers from the start, most likely. You always get the code hunters and people like that. So you'll be getting traffic, I think. And it's just important to just start. And then you never know, from there, you can get that camera if you want a few months in.
Right.
Or as you might even be fortunate enough to have some equipment already. And if that is the case, again, just get out there. But just go out there. Don't worry. Some people don't even talk. I think you can just like, for your first one, you could just put a bit of music on in the background and just something that just eases you into it. And then maybe give it a few videos and then think, do you know what, I might start talking. And I see it with a lot of people with the face cams, actually, where they don't have it at first, and then you give it a few months and then it appears. And I think that just demonstrates that they are growing.
If you want to create, press the record button. If you lack the confidence, press the record
It
button.
sounds like a cop out in terms of a tip right there, but it is the biggest tip you'll ever get,
It
honestly.
is. It is. So one of the greatest tips I ever got was that everybody waits for inspiration or motivation to start an action, right? But it's actually the other way around. And I tested it out on myself for a while, and that's how I
Yeah.
returned is action actually creates motivation. You have to have the action first, and once you see the returns of it, for instance, like you're saying, when somebody records a video with or without them talking, with or without a face cam, they now have a video on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
That's an action, and that is actually going to motivate them. They're like, I could do this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and it just keeps on going and building up, and
Yeah. And I definitely think as well, especially with Pokemon channels, like people are always searching on YouTube for Pokemon stuff, and especially if you can sort on YouTube, so it will filter by, you know, what's been posted this week, blah blah blah. Which means if people are doing that because they want to see, like, you know, Champions Path coming out,
right.
a lot of people are going to be searching for that. And I think, you know, that might be a great time if you're thinking about starting, like, you've just got your new Champions Path packs, like, you know, try and pull that Charizard, because you might do it, and then that's going to be a lovely, like, head start for you right there, you know, because people are going to want to see that, you know. I don't know if you saw about that. There was a guy, I think it was in Denmark or somewhere, and he's pulled the shiny Charizard already on YouTube, and it's been quite fun watching his channel. I think he got like 8,000 views on that video, and it's just like, wow.
Really?
Like, first video, pulls the shiny Charizard, 8,000 views right there.
Yeah.
And again, like, that is probably someone that might have been inspired just because they saw the box early on the shelf. I think that's what they said. So it was just on the shelf, which is quite crazy to think.
That
but,
is.
Yeah, that particular person, I'm sure it's probably recorded on just a camera. It's just and it's got everything you need, you know, opening new packs and, you know, putting a Charizard, and that person could be you guys, you know.
Yeah, you never know how you're going to really make a break into.
No.
Like, mine wasn't a break from a content. It was a piece of content I made. It was a pre-release, Primal Clash pre-release.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody watched it, liked my style, and wanted me to grow with them. They were much larger, the Poker Capital, and they brought me into their network. And that's just how it began. It wasn't like one of my videos blew up. It was just like I created the content I wanted to. And like that, somebody liked it, you know?
Yeah.
So that could happen to you guys, or you could find the new set sitting on the shelf.
Absolutely. I mean, there could even be the next best PokeTuber might not even be making videos right now. They're just sort of, you know, maybe haven't got the confidence to start, or whatever it is, or doesn't think that they have the right equipment. But it's just like, honestly, guys, I mean, there's one person I know, and maybe a lot of people do this. I'm going to name drop another channel, Seismic Shock TV. This guy, Ali, blows me away because he does everything on his phone. He edits it on his phone. He records it on his phone. He uploads it on his phone. I was like, wow, because, you know, so much goes into it for myself with like the laptop and things like that. But it's like you can do the whole thing on your phone. And and everyone has a phone, let's face it. Most people have a phone. So it's as easy as that, as crazy as it sounds. So
yeah, there's no excuses anymore, and I love it.
No. Yeah, that's it. The game has changed, and as you say, YouTube's changed. It's always evolving, isn't it? So yeah,
always. That's why I do it. Is I love the game. I love losing, and I love winning when I do. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's good to see you back, because obviously you did have such a long time away.
Yeah.
Because I think when you first commented on my video, that was the first time that I'd come across your channel. But I remember looking, it was like, it might have said 6 months ago, or it was something like that. And I was sort of like, wow, like that, you know, because that's a long time. I don't really know like what happened fully, but it's great to have you back. And I know you've said that you want to, you know, make this a full-time thing in Norway, and you know, good luck to you. I'm excited to see where it goes. And actually, something we haven't touched on is with the breaks that you've been talking about. Like, that is I presume it's new, because it's not something I'd heard of really before. But I've been involved in a few already, and it's definitely like the future in a way, isn't it? Like it's exciting
Mhm.
that you get to watch it, and then you get to keep the card at the end, which
Right.
you
Yeah.
don't usually get when you
No.
watch these videos. So it's like you can be in the video in a way, sort of.
Yeah, it's a weird like evolution of it. It's like exactly what you said. I think the appeal of knowing that your name is somewhere on there or your screen name,
Hmm.
and that this video or this live stream has like real world impact on you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and the breaks support the creators. It's like it's a hybrid of a content creator and a business.
Hmm.
So it's like you're supporting them, but you're also giving them like business, granted at pretty high
Yeah,
rates per
yeah.
pack, but at the same time it'd be the same as if you subbed or donated to them
Yeah,
anyways.
well, funny enough, I was about to say with donations, like
Hmm.
the benefit of a donation is obviously you're supporting the creator, but
Right.
they'll mention your name for a moment, but that's it in a way.
Yeah.
But you know, with this, you're paying, as you say, a little bit extra, but you know, you're going to be on that video forever, and then it's sort of like you see those cards, you're like, right, they'll be with me in a week or whatever
Yeah.
at the time period. So yeah, it's definitely I'm looking forward to yourself.
Mhm.
I'll definitely be getting involved. I must
Yeah.
say for sure.
Do
So
it.
yeah, excited to see it.
Okay. So I'm gonna include this in the podcast. So we have to get on it. We have to get on it. We
Okay,
should get you, me, and four other Poketubers, and we
right.
should go reserve a break and have a best pool from the break and see who wins of the six of us up on the
Oh,
screen.
now
And
that
just yeah, something with
that's
that.
something I don't think I've ever seen before as well. So
No,
that's a really cool idea there.
yeah, we
Yeah, I
should
like
do
it.
it.
That. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be
I'd be
fun.
down. I'd be down. I think
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
Okay,
Well,
liking that.
thank you for coming on, Agile
Yeah, it's
Fox.
been a
It's great
pleasure,
to
man.
have you. Where can everybody listening, watching find you?
So I'm on Instagram and Twitter, which is Agile Fox YT, which stands for YouTube.
Mhm.
Uh, and on YouTube itself, which is / Agile Fox.
Everyone, go follow Agile Fox. And thank you for listening. Hit that like if you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Go subscribe
Yeah,
to
definitely
Agile
subscribe, guys.
Fox. Much appreciated. I'll see you guys next time. Train on.